Wow, this is bad. There are trees down everywhere. Oh, I literally feel sick to my stomach right now. I don't even want to go look at the cabin. We've got all those big tall popple around the cabin, and I know a couple of them aren't in great shape. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Wow. Well, this one's going to take some work to cut up. That's an oak, and that's a big oak. That's going to be some work. Just can't drag that one off the path. Wow. These trees are just snapped right over. Okay, come on, cabin. Come on, cabin. Come on, cabin. Be okay. Be okay. Be okay. Okay, this one's for me. I've cut those ones down. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Thank God. I think the cabin's okay. Solar's okay. Oh, thank God. Oh my gosh, the cabin is okay. Look at that big thing, widowmaker up there. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, we got some trouble, folks. And oh shoot, the outhouse is destroyed. Doggone. This was up there. Look at, this is, I don't even want to, look at, do you see the lean? How did that not fall on the tool shed? How did that not fall on the tool shed? Okay, so the outhouse is standing. That's a good sign, but I can see the tree is on top of it. So, come on. Okay, we might be mostly okay. I see there's scattered boards around. Yeah, we got some broken boards. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. And there's a bee's nest up there. That's good to know. Actually, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. That's just... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? It's perfect inside. Oh my gosh. Are you telling me that all we have is that little piece up there? Out of all of this and some trim work? Which I was going to make a vent up there anyway? Oh my gosh. How did we get so lucky? Oh my man. Well, thank you, that the cabin is just fine. Oh man. Oh, you guys, this could have been so much worse. So much worse. I don't know, you can say what you want, but I think somebody was looking out for the cabin, because I mean, I got trees down all over. How did this one not fall on the cabin? Which that one maybe wouldn't have done a ton of damage, but how did this one not fall on the cabin? How did this one not completely destroy the outhouse? It was leaning so severely over the tool shed that I couldn't cut it down because I knew it would smash the tool shed. and yet it went against the gravity of the lean and fell. I mean, oh my gosh. To be honest, this is almost a blessing in disguise, because now this one is gone and I don't have to worry about it taking down my tool shed, which I was worried about. Well, Emma's on her way. She just called me, and she's maybe a half hour away. Well, she's not even going to be able to get off the highway unless I can get that van moved a little bit. So I got to run back to the van, grab the keys for the tool shed, get some saws, start chopping up the stuff in front so at least we can get up to this big oak. And then that one's going to take me a while. As bad as this is, I can't help but feel just so grateful that all of the work that we've put into the cabin, that the money we've put in, that the time that we've put in, that it's not smithereens. The wood's being destroyed, I'll deal with that later. But just, oh, thank you God for sparing the cabin. And we gotta mow. All of a sudden my weekend of 4th of July fun and play has turned into another weekend of work. Okay, so this stuff isn't too bad. These are just balsam fir, they're pretty small. I can basically cut these in big chunks and pull them off to the side to get through here. But God dang it, I hate to lose so many good trees too. I mean, these are 20, 30-year-old, well, the balsam, they grow pretty fast. This one is actually black spruce. This is probably a 30-year-old tree. I'll never see that in my lifetime again. I gotta grab my keys, I gotta get the saws, I gotta get on this so at least we can get up the driveway as far as we can. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. Remember last video when the squirrel got trapped in the shed and I said, great, now he knows the food is in there? This is turning out to be one of them weekends. All right, let's quit whining. Let's be thankful. We have a lot to be thankful for. Let's get our butts moving. Let's get them saws humming. Let's get those logs out of the way. And we're gonna make some lemonade. America. Well, I just went to get the cart to haul my saw stuff up, and I just noticed this big oak. Doggone it. You know, I was thinking about cutting this half down because of this big split right here, and if the summer kitchen ends up over here, I was going to take this down and leave this one. Well, it looks like the choice has been made for me. Shoot. I hate to lose these good oaks. And I would say that is trashola at this point. Doggone. Jeez, even broke all my firebrick. This is where sometimes my brain does not engage. I know there's no way I can lift this oak tree, but of course you just have to try it, right? Yeah, no. So, let me pull it out from underneath. And the wheels are sideways. Well, the last time I was cleaning up storm damage, I ended up with a trip to the emergency room. So let's see if we can not do that this time, huh? Yes, I know I should have my chaps on, but just give me a second. I will. First, guess who got their saw pinched? So now I have to try to roll this big thing enough to get the leverage off the saw. I do have another saw, so I could just cut it out, but I'm hoping this will be enough to do it. We'll see. There, we got saw free, at least. This one's dead, obviously.
Oh, they're worse than they were last time, that's for sure. Oh my god.
If you guys are anything like me, sharpening a chainsaw used to be ridiculously hard until I found the right tool. So if you're looking for a great tool to use for sharpening chainsaws, this is the only one that I have found that I've had success with. The other ones I would use, I swear the chain was duller after I was done sharpening it than it was before I started. I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything. I'm just trying to give you a solid. So if you're interested, I'll actually put a link down below. They weren't cheap, I'll tell you that, but it works and it saves me having to bring my chains in to get sharpened. So the nice thing about it is it also does the rakers too. Automatically sets the depth and the angle, so you don't have to guess. Just give it a couple strokes on each tooth. Went back to use the outhouse before I had a chance to clean up that tree. See if she can get in. Did you get in?
Yeah, it's in the rough.
Yeah, just a portion of it. Well, we got the driveway cleared and got the outhouse cleared, and for the most part, other than that little bit of roof damage on the outhouse, we escaped. I mean, no damage to the cabin, not even on the canoe. Well, the cart is wrecked, but... So anyway, it's pretty late. It's after 8 o'clock. Em is just in the cabin doing a little bit of reading, and I haven't eaten yet since probably 11 o'clock this morning, so I'm getting hungry. So instead of making hamburgers, I decided to make something I used to make when I was younger, pork burgers. Have you ever tried pork burgers? It's basically a cheeseburger, but using ground pork instead of ground hamburger. It's pretty good, and it's a little bit different than a hamburger, so something a little bit different, and plus it's super cheap too compared to hamburger, about half the price. Anyway, we're going to throw them on the grill. Long day. Well, I'm just going to sit and have some supper, and I think the plan is we're just going to relax tonight a little bit, probably hit the hay early. Tomorrow, I might do a couple different things. Might run into town quick. I might try to find a replacement for that cart just so I can haul some of these logs back and forth. I do have the four-wheeler in the trailer, but it's nice to have the cart to get into the woods on the trails to haul out the branches and stuff out. And hopefully we can do a little fishing and maybe canoeing or kayaking. So obviously we have lots and lots of cleanup to do. But anyway, we're just going to kind of play it by ear and see how the day unfolds, and hopefully we'll have a chance to have some fun as well as get some work done around here. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. If I don't, maybe tonight we might go out and take some night pictures. It depends if the clouds are going to clear off or not. If not, I will catch you guys in the morning. So good night. Well, you saw what that big old oak tree did to my old cart. And I didn't really want to spend the money on a new one, but that one is beyond repair. And a cart is really, really handy to have around camp just for hauling logs or dirt or leaves or anything. So I upgraded. Whole bunch of parts. That's not exciting. Wow, these are the easiest instructions I have ever followed. Whoever designed this thing gets totally an A+ for the directions. How easy. It's numbered with the steps, and it shows you the numbers correspond with which packet of hardware you need. Oh my gosh, it is so smooth. So smooth. There she is. You know what the best part of it is? Look at that. It's got a dump box on it. How cool is that? Might as well split this wood up for firewood. There's a beaver right next to you, to your left. Muskrat. Oh, there he goes, underwater. Really little northern. Too little to keep.
What?
Too little to keep.
Good.
Oh, and he's off. Another snake northern. I don't know if I was pickling fish if it was wintertime, but it's not. Shark. Oh, fish on, fish on. Where are you? Bass or northern? Probably northern. It's like a twin, a triplet to all the other ones I've caught. Maybe a tish bait. Oh, that's cold. To the lake you go. Morning. It's supposed to maybe rain later today, and it seems like it's getting a little hazy, so probably going to want to get working to capitalize on what dry weather I will get today. So I probably better get working while I can. Project today is to take a look at that outhouse, see how bad that really is and what we need to do to fix it. Next thing I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take down this tree right here. You know, I've been thinking about it, and that branch can still fall down on the canoe or on the shed, so I think that's going to be priority number 2. It's going to be a little bit dangerous cutting it though, because when I start moving the tree around, that branch could fall on me. It's not a super big branch, but getting hit in the head with that probably is still big enough to kill me or hurt me severely at least. So those are the top 2 things on the agenda this morning. Let's get the saws and let's get to work. You know, you try to be nice, you try to help the little guys out, and this is what you get in return. Oh, red squirrel. It chewed away into the seed pile. I was afraid he might do that. So maybe he was never trapped in here after all. Maybe he just found a way in. Anyway, we're gonna have to put an end to that. In my last video, one of you commented that they keep their seeds in like a metal garbage container, and I suppose I'm gonna have to do that, but I'm gonna have to patch that too. But I'm afraid if I patch it, he's gonna dig another one somewhere else, so hate to say it, but I might leave it. I don't know. I'm gonna do some thinking on that. Just got done raking up the trail there. Some of that smoke should keep the skeeters down, hopefully. All right, let's look at this together. I haven't been up the ladder yet. Hold your breath. Oh, hey. Hey, hey, hey. That's not so bad. That's not so bad at all, actually. In fact, that's really quite good. Really quite good. Wow, did we dodge a bullet on this one. Wow, snap that 2x4 right off. Huh. So what do we got here? We got some OSB. It's compromised. We could almost put this back together, put some bracing underneath there, and get a gallon of blackjack and seal up this. I don't have any extra shingles, unfortunately, but yeah, I think we can make short work of this. All right, so I know that there is probably a right way to do this, but then there's Terry's way to do this. I think this will work, actually. Battery's dead. That's not good. They're not good. They're not good at all. They're not good at all. This ain't gonna work. This hillbilly method of mine. Hillbilly method of mine. Well, here's the patch job on the roof for now. It turned out okay for the most part. Was able to salvage most of it, so I think we'll be all right. Boy, I can't believe how lucky that this place wasn't just destroyed. I think we can call the outhouse done. Have to rearrange the solar lights, but for the most part, she's back to how she was. Looks a little weird having that screen up there. Looks like it's missing a board, but we are back in operation. Got some of the sticks cleaned up for the most part. Boy, that popple, even though it's green, it's been burning pretty well. So I've been trying to burn a bunch of that, but now I have to deal with the log. But first things first, I think we're gonna look at that widowmaker over here. Try to tackle that. About time for a barley pop too, I'd say. 85 degrees and humid. Whew. She's a scorcher today. Well, my first thought was to try to wrangle a rope around it and give it a couple jerks and see if I could pull it free. But the more I look at that, that's a pretty big branch up towards the top. And it's long enough that if it falls wrong, it can fall on the cabin. So now I'm thinking maybe I should just cut the whole tree down, but that's super dangerous too, because once I start cutting, it could break free on me at any minute, and I wouldn't be able to get out of the way fast with a running saw to avoid being killed. Then the other thing to consider is that weight then affects the lean of the tree, which normally it had a pretty good lean going this way towards the driveway. But now that extra weight might counterbalance that, and I'm not sure where it's going to go. This might be more dangerous than I originally anticipated. I want to see how tightly that is affixed to the tree. Oh boy, look at that wobble. The whole thing wants to go. I don't know what to do here. Okay, for all of you people that are going to comment that this is the stupidest thing I've ever done and that I could have gotten killed or seriously hurt, I'm just going to beat you to it, and I'm just going to acknowledge that, yep, this is probably one of the stupider things I've ever done. So here's what we got going. We've got this big widowmaker barely hanging onto the tree here, and I've got it strapped off with tow strap. So I've got one connection that is super wonky and not solid. Mistake number 3. Mistake number 1 was even thinking that I should do this. Mistake number 2 was actually putting a plan into action. So we've got 3. Now we go from tow strap to hardware store rope, which probably has a tensile strength of about 300 pounds. I have no idea. Mistake number 4. Then we've gone to a pulley, which is hooked up wrong. Mistake number 5, and held onto a tree with a ratchet strap. More hardware store rope. Then we've got a come along, which fine, I don't see any problems with that. And then mistake number 6, we're back to even weaker hardware store rope than we had on the first part. So mistake number 7 is all these different hookups instead of one long, heavy, appropriate cord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chainsaw the tree until it's like really close to falling. I'm going to stick a couple wedges in it just so it can't backfall, which I'm not too worried about it because it's got a good lean, but I'm worried about that counterbalance. I'm super worried about when I start vibrating that tree, sawing it, that thing starts to wobble and breaks loose and comes down on me and kills me. So I am going to have my phone with me within reach, which if my arms are pinned underneath the tree, that probably doesn't do me a lot of good, but I don't dare leave this like this. If it falls on the cabin, it could kill me in the night or ruin the cabin. Yeah, I know it's super sketchy. There's just nothing to say that makes it not. It just is. But the fact of the matter is I have to do something with it. And these are the tools that I have at my disposal. What are you going to do? You have to try something, right? I mean, that thing is held on with bark at this point. You know, when you do something you know you're not supposed to do, how you get that pit in your stomach, that's where I'm at right now. Like, let's get the saw. That thing is completely hollow. Completely hollow. Now, some of you are going to watch this and you're going to think, oh, for Pete's sake, Terry, you're being way over dramatic. But, I mean, look at how long this branch was. If it would have fallen, actually it must have been attached fairly securely because it didn't even break off when it landed, so maybe I was okay. Well, it wasn't held on by much, I don't think. Anyway, so when I started cutting through, this scared me even more. Look at this. So this tree did not have much stability. I can't believe that it didn't snap off entirely on the cabin. I mean, it's just, I can't believe it. I just cannot believe that the whole thing didn't go. Which leads me to, what do I do with the rest of these big popple? You know, they rot out from the inside and you can't tell. They look healthy. And, you know, I've got a couple of these big ones and this one's leaning, luckily, away from the cabin, but okay, so that brings up a really good point that I've been thinking about all weekend. So out west, where there's danger of forest fires, they have something called a defensible perimeter. Defendable perimeter or defensible perimeter? I'm not sure. But the thought is you need to clear enough brush and wood away from your property so that if there is a wildfire, you have a space to defend your home, meaning the trees aren't right up against your home. Like there's going to be this safety barrier between the burnable, combustible materials and your house. When I think about how I barely escaped major damage in this last storm, it really made me think about making a defensible perimeter around the cabin. And what that means is it means taking down these big popple. The big popple are about at the end of their lifespan. They're not super strong trees to begin with. They're subject to interior rot that's not observable from the outside. But they're big enough to demolish the cabin or to kill a person if it fell on them easily. So I've been thinking like maybe I will cut some of these down. And I know people always get angry when you cut trees down. But the fact is, they're a safety risk. And I don't want to come up here and worry every time there's a major storm that a tree is going to fall on me and kill me in my sleep. I mean, I owe it to anybody who's here, plus myself and Riverdog, that if I have a way to ensure our safety, I need to do it. And I don't like to cut down trees. The river house is on the prairie, and I know the value of trees. It takes, you know, a lifetime to build or to grow these great big trees. So I don't take that lightly at all. But the fact is, it needs to be done. It's the smart thing to do. So I think I will start taking some of these big trees down, unfortunately. Anyway, I got some work to do. I got to saw this big rotten tree up that's in the driveway. And after that, I think I'm going to have myself a beer. So feel free to grab a chair. Oofta. Well, I'm glad that's done. It is really humid today. I think we might have to go for a swim. But I'm going to take 5 and cool down and dry off, and then we're going to get rocking on that. Whew. Baked sweet potato is so good. I've never done one in the fire before. I cooked it a little bit longer than I would a white potato, but it turned out really, really well. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. I don't know what they are. They sure are good. I'll have to look them up in my plant book when I get home. Goodbye, tiny cabin. We will see you soon. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us this weekend. I have a couple weeks in July that I will be up here, so there'll be lots more projects and lots more video to come. Take care, everybody, and we will see you soon.